coming right there.
Oh, hey, gents, welcome back to Tactical Rifleman. I'm here with an old buddy of mine named EP. Can I say that? All right. We started chatting on the phone a little while ago, and actually, I guess it's been a couple of months now. And we started talking about electronic footprints and how we're big on physical security, but we're not big on electronic security. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a series of videos. We're going to do a whole series of videos. But to start it off, I want you guys to understand why this stuff is important. So before we jump into it, though, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, because without them, I couldn't bring you guys these great high quality videos for free. Right, so EP, the so what? Why is this important for these guys?
Yeah, so everybody gets hypersensitive about their physical security, right? Like we go through gun drills all the time. We go to the range. We work our combatives. We go to the gym. We do all these things to protect ourselves physically. But within our homes, we have this device that literally invites all kinds of folks into our home. And it does. They're not going to be in front of you physically, and all those drills you do in the gym, on the range, whatever else, they won't matter when it comes to this portion. And so I think it's especially now more relevant than ever when you start looking at all the investigations that are ongoing. You've got people that are getting pulled into the limelight that never intended to be there, never wanted to be there. And that's not the time to decide I need to protect my electronic signature. I need to watch what I do on the internet. I need to protect myself and my personal information from getting out. Once that box is opened, you can't close it. So you have to be proactive now. And it's actually astonishing how many people don't really think about that.
And them just being a good law-abiding citizen. You're good people. All my followers are good people. But simply because of what's not politically correct right now, they end up getting labeled incorrectly. And you're talking like web searches, all this other data. It can all be used as this very incriminating. Very incriminating.
It can be, and and a lot of the people I work with, especially work with a lot of military law enforcement. But even for our law enforcement folks who are good folks, they're not there doing anything, but they can get pulled into situations in where their home address gets published out to the internet, even though they may not have anything to do with it, right? They may not have done anything wrong at all, but all of a sudden their home address is out there on the internet, and now they've got people coming to their homes, and now that involves their family, involves other things. So we need to be cautious of that. We need to protect ourselves from that. On top of it, there's a myriad of other factors that we have to think about. Everything we do on these electronic devices, everything is logged and kept in perpetuity, to include your cell phone. Every text you send, if you don't use an encrypted app, which we'll get into, or any of that other stuff, your emails, all that's kept, and you don't have control of it. That's all kept by your cell phone provider, your internet service provider. All those things are kept and are logged and can be subpoenaed and used against you in the event you get in a lawsuit. You always see, guy rear ends other car, and it turns out he was texting. Well, how did they know that? Like, the attorney's gonna talk to the cell phone company and find out. Well, he sent a text at this time, and the crash was exactly this time, so he was texting and driving. Now, granted, that's not I think you should not text and drive, but at the same time, I do believe that it's scary that it's that easy to get to that information. So that's kind of the genesis of this and where it came from, and why I think it's important that we need to look at it, and take a more proactive stance on it, because all of our personal information should not be that accessible, and in today's economy, it is completely accessible and it's monetized.
And we see just lawyers will pull up, divorce lawyers, they'll pull up where a guy was texting his girlfriend, or the wife was texting nudes back and forth to her boyfriend. And if they can easily pull that stuff up that easily just for that, can you imagine what people with I mean, man, just the idea of what they can do so easily. Now, I've got the best locks on my house. I've got, all these, what I think would be good security measures around my house for a physical attack. And guys, that router right there makes
It's
it
wide
so
open.
easy for me to use the internet all through my house.
It's wide open. A good example would be there's actually websites out there where you can go and it's a hobby for a lot of like people to do what's called war driving, where essentially they drive surveying, Wi-Fi, and they find they'll access all those networks. They'll list them and they'll put it on a like on a Google Maps type mapping software, so you can drive up and you'll know like, okay, this house has open Wi-Fi, or this business has open Wi-Fi, or whatever else, and they publish it online for anybody to see. So it's incredibly easy for somebody that wants to come in and steal your information or steal your identity, or just to maliciously do something to reference that information. So it's, and like you said, you've got that lock, but on your computer alone, Carl, you don't have a VPN on there, do you?
I will.
You will. We're gonna fix this. But
And so you see, just right there, leading up to this, EP said, "Well, of course, Carl, you're doing this," and I was like, "No." Oh, well, okay, but you're doing this, right? And stuff like passwords, and so that's the kind of stuff that we're going to get into, guys. Why make it so easy for the bad guys, enemies, foreign and domestic, right? For my military guys out there, you swore that oath. Okay, that doesn't mean we need to let them make the first strike against us. Let's be proactive, have a good defense. And so anyways, we're going to have a great series here. We are.
yeah, we're gonna fix this, Carl. We're gonna get
We're
it
going to fix my stuff.
We're gonna fix your stuff.
Thank
But yeah, no, and so, and the other take on that is, and you see it whenever you get online. You go and you're on the Google machine. You start typing searches. You see ads that come up for you. Maybe you go look at ammo at this at dirtcheap.com or something like that,
Yeah.
right? And you sit there, and then you go to a completely other website, and then but the little ads on the side
They
all of a sudden
match
come
that.
come
Yeah.
ammo. And you ever wondered why?
Dude, it is so
right?
bad that my wife will say something with my daughter, Siri, on her phone, will hear that word, Victoria's Secrets or whatever, just said
Yeah.
in the room, and her ads pop up. That's pretty crazy.
It's crazy, right? So on top of just the general jerks that want to come around and do something to your to mess with your personal life, also understand that the economy, there's an economy built around
Yeah.
it. I mean, the number of sensors that we've placed in our homes, with the Alexas, the Google Homes, the Nest, the Ring doorbells, all those things.
Yeah.
All that has basically enabled a massive collection, from commercial companies in which they sell that information, and they get revenue from it.
And they say they have the best of intentions. The whole idea is to make your life easier, right? You don't even have to pull out your wallet to pay anymore. You literally just take your phone and just bring it within so many inches of the cash register, and it pays for your $12 foo-foo latte with a lemon twist and soy in it. Right? That's not I don't need that in my life. I don't. So can we turn all that shit off?
You can turn it off. You can be much more vigilant in how you protect yourselves, and essentially, you can build that onion so you have layers, and you can build compartments in which you can separate that data so that you can't be profiled, you can't be built, and you can protect yourself and become more anonymous online, than what most people do now. Now, I will say this: so when we start talking like, okay, how can I be anonymous? How can I be invisible online, right? You can do that. How can you do it in your personal life? You can do all of that. You can be completely invisible. However, it comes with cost.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's all convenience. So if you just understand that this privacy and this anonymity comes at a cost. So you have to balance those two, and you have to figure out, okay, according to how you live your life, That's what's going to determine your amount of ability to remove yourself from that surveillance economy, from that from that electronic surveillance that you're getting in your daily life, and that exposure that you put yourself out there through that big black box.
So we don't have to do 100% invisible, which would be very, very hard to maintain.
It would be hard. It's hard to maintain. I mean, you can move to a cabin with a pocket full of cash, and you drive, a state over and pull your stuff out from the ATM once a month in a complete. You could do all that.
You
kind
could
of
go
stuff.
that deep down the rabbit hole.
You could go down that rabbit hole, but to most people, that's not realistic.
But for the rest of us to say, well, I just can't do that. It'd be too much work. It's a lot of this we can do easily.
You can. A lot of it you can do easily. So, at the end of the day, what you really want to protect yourself against, right, is like somebody coming in and hacking your email or your bank account and stealing your stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we don't want that to happen.
Obviously.
We want to remove a lot of the public references to ourselves that can then be used against us to come target us, whether it's because you pissed somebody off, you've got lawsuits going on, you're going through a divorce, or whatever that may be.
Yeah.
You want to make yourself a harder target to come attack.
Yes.
Just like we put amazing doors, amazing locks. We've got weapons on us at all times. You don't want to approach us in person. So we need to take that same stance when it comes to this, and to all these public records and to this electronic signature.
All right, so I want to become more vigilant about my electronic security. I recognize a lot of you guys want to be more vigilant about your electronic security. We take security, situational awareness very, very sincere. We take it to heart. I got that. So let's do the right thing. We are going to talk about passwords and browsing.
Absolutely. So we're going to go over, some basic things. So we're going to talk about we're going to talk about this tracking beacon / conduit of our lives, our cell phones.
Cell phone.
We're going to talk about those. We're going to talk about our computers themselves and the operating systems in which we choose to use, and our browsers that we choose to use, and some tools that we can do that will help us kind of help that surveillance that's happening to us every day on that. And we're going to talk about just in general how that big black box, that open door that's out there, how we can secure that and make it much harder for someone to get into, and for it to be recorded in perpetuity for whoever the heck decides to take that information.
Awesome. Anything else to add to try to convince these people? Please be serious about this.
So I'll give you a personal example. I've been dabbling in this for some years now. I actually had testing a fairly complex home firewall system within my own home and within all of my devices. However, not understanding enough at the time because I was just getting into it, I ended up leaving the door open, and actually my whole system got hacked, and that's where I got really more interested going down this rabbit hole. Was because I did have somebody take over my network at my home, and it was a very interesting experience.
Wow. Guys, I wish I could give you EP's background. I wish I could, but understand I needed a subject matter expert for this subject, and trust me, EP is the guy to bring us down the rabbit hole. I'm looking forward to going down this rabbit hole with you, and it's gonna be awesome.
I'm looking forward to helping, and the big whenever you called me, I'm trying to get to all my friends and hey guys, seriously, don't take this so lightly, because we're all knuckle dragging idiots, and we just assume that the best things in the world are going to happen to us, and that we're the biggest and baddest things. But we live ourselves so exposed, and if you watch the news, you can see how these people are getting impacted every day by not practicing good security and privacy techniques when it comes to their electronic signature and their lifestyles.
Awesome. Anything else? Last words? No.
That's all I got.
All right, gents. Again, this is all I wanted to do with this video is give you an introduction to this series of videos. We're going to put them out every so many weeks. If you're late joining us, you can find all of these videos and all of our other great videos in our video archive. We put out a new video every Friday. Big thank you to all of our sponsors again, and all of our patrons out there also. EP, brother, it's gonna be a good one, and I'm looking forward to doing this, and hopefully we don't get shut down. I'll see y'all next time. Y'all take care and shoot straight. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter so you don't miss out on anything.